And welcome. It's day 2 action of the Charles H. Legier Memorial Tournament. And we're starting on with some U15 AA action between the Bedford Blues and the York North Coyotes. Both of these teams 1-0 and look to keep it going. In net for York North is number 33, James Guimont. And taking the crease for the Bedford Blues is number 1, Cameron Regular. And here we go, all set for puck drop is quickly taken by York North. Breaking into the zone before the Blues end up clearing it behind their net. Pass up to the point, tried to get Price. Price again still chasing after. The Blues go back quickly the other way with Martel. Martel taking the safe route and dumping it in deep into the zone of the Blues. Blues try to hold the line. It's successfully swatted back in by Lenahan. York North now with time to regroup in their own end. Outlet pass, they make their way up that right side. Cleared down into the zone over for Keogh. Trying to look to center it, chasing it is Price, finding it is Gilmore. Both getting pinned along the boards before it heads up the blue, and there's a shot and a save by Regular. Started off quick from a shot from the blue line. York North already suppressing the opposition with pressure mostly in their offensive zone. Blues quickly win the draw. Bringing it out was a pass from Surratt over for McLean. McLean steps in and lays the body and reverses his defenseman. York North, however, quickly regaining possession of the puck and making their way back the other way. Moving up is Jacob Curry. Losing the puck, Trumbull. Wiring it across the boards. It ends up at the blue line. Cleared back in before rattling around a couple sticks and back into the zone of the Blues behind the net. In the corner now they make their way. Applying pressure was Spencer on Follett. In there as well was Curry before the Blues end up bringing it out of the zone. Pass for McLean. McLean stepping in, dumps it in to get some fresh troops on the ice. Getting close to 2 minutes gone here in this first period. More chances so far from the Coyotes. Blues stepping in, there's a shot. Didn't get all the way through traffic. York North bring it now. There was a hit from Potter disrupting the play. It ends up going into the pads of Regular for stoppage at just under 10 minutes. York North winning an offensive draw, putting it to the net, patted away by Regular. Coming around the net now is Green. Firing it back into the zone behind the net. Chased on by Hunter, but it's Potter from the Blues that ends up taking it along the board. So the blue line, there's a shot deflected, just missing the net. Hunter regains possession in the corner and backhands it behind him. Trying to get that one for Green. Back behind the net, Merritt. Merritt, who has a goal yesterday in their winning effort. Going behind the net, Hunter trying to center that out in front. Is tied up with a blue behind the net. And believe that's McIver disrupting what could have been a pass to the slot. Blair still battling against it for the boards. It's Alex McLean. That was in for the Blues. A stoppage of play and another offensive zone faceoff coming up for the Coyotes. Faceoff will go to the left of Regular. Off a tie-up, almost taken out of the zone. It now finally gets out of the zone from a flip from Johnson. And cleared back in, and that will be charged for an icing. So face-off going to go all the way back down into the zone of the Coyotes, and a platinum sponsor of the tournament, Limo TV, currently running a limited time sale when using promo code Hockey 30 for 30% off, all at checkout, including NHL Center Ice, NFL Sunday Ticket, MLB Extra Innings. And here we go. There's a quick shot from the Blues. Never made it through traffic. Gilmore along in his own zone. Banks it up the boards. And still gaining progress, making his way to the offensive zone. Coyotes back in their defensive zone. Keogh had slid it up to Green. Green trying to pile his way through and go to the middle of the net, and is rejected by Hogan. Hogan, who then makes a spin in his own zone. Rimming it along the boards, blocked at the blue line. It's Martel trying to cross that over for Lenahan. Ends up with York North back in their own zone as they make progress back in the offensive zone along that right side. Cleared in, going behind the net is Potter. Noah Porter waiting. Almost hit Surratt, had deflected back to him. He then tries the other side, tipped off the stick of McLean, and all the way down the ice it'll go. A foot race for it. It's McLean versus Ramsey. They end up pinning each other right behind the net before York North quickly brings it out, and it's a delayed icing. And it will indeed be charged ice against York North. Off the draw. The Blues regain possession and keep it in the zone. Rimming it around the boards is Surratt. Behind the net after some digging and battling, it's shot out almost in that high slot, but taken away by, it looks like it's Keogh. Definitely preventing a high quality shot. Puck rimmed back along behind the net for Munn. Munn waits. Puts it along the right boards. Pressure coming to a Blues defenseman. The Coyotes quickly turn it back and go the other way. Stepping up. Had looked to be taken down, but no penalty call to come with it. Lenahan had been making his way the other way. Coyotes quickly steal and move the other way. Behind the net, big collision on Munn. Staying on his feet, however. Another big collision right out in open ice. Coyotes entering onside. Walking in, there's a shot from Munn and turned away. Blues cleared along the boards. Follett almost finding in the corner, battling with Merritt. They both tie their sticks up, and Merritt goes falling right into the corner at the blue line. O'Rourke waiting, firing, blocked. And we have a penalty call coming up. It looks like it's going against Bedford. So we're going to have a York North power play. And this power play brought to you by Limo TV. Coyotes skated around. It's Spencer firing, blocked out in front by MacGyver, and cleared all the way down the ice. Coyotes continue their way up the zone. Up forward in the corner is Curry, and there is Price. Green on the side of the net, cutting to the middle, trying to put a forehander out in front, and it's covered up and smothered by Regular. And linesman going over to talk to the timekeeper. May have an issue with the clock. No penalty is up on the score clock. There should be a minute and 27 left to go on the man advantage for York North. But no penalty was ever put up on the board. There we go. Minute 28 still left to go on the man advantage. Finally on the K Arena score clock. Rimming it around the net is Sutherland. Going to be kept at the blue line by Munn. Crossed over for Lawrence. Lawrence waits. Goes cross ice. Right side. Walking in and curling back as Gilmore had looked like he wanted to shoot and second guessed. Munn. Back for Gilmore. Firing. Blockered away by Regular. Lawrence. Down in the corner to the hash mark. Back up towards Munn. Munn cycles it over for Gilmore. Gilmore waits. Cuts in. Passing it back door and trying to get that for Lawrence. And a great play. Oliver Johnson getting it out of the zone single-handedly. Coyotes back in their own zone. Munn trying to make a couple moves. There's Johnson again with the poke check and forcing the York North to go back behind their cage. And when they have limited time still on a man advantage, a great single-hand penalty kill, Oliver Johnson. Coyotes work their way up. Stopping in the corner is Gilmore. Back to the blue line. Here's a shot. Deflected. Sticked away. Still in the corner. Trying to put up to the blue line with Spencer. Porter chucking it across to the other side. This one will barely get out of the zone. Walking back is Ramsey. Coyotes cycling it through the middle. Stepping up is Keogh. Trying to work his way into the zone. And his poke checked off. Blues now regain possession and cleared all the way down. Looking like it should have gone for an icing. Penalty now over, still 5-on-5. Cleared out to the blue line, trying to keep it in as Follett. There's a shot, and never made it all the way through. Stepping in, Potter. Puts it down low, trying to get that one over from MacGyver. Back at center ice, it's banked off the boards by Follett in the center. Cleared in by Potter, and out of play it'll go. For a whistle here in this first period. Still scoreless as we wind down to the last 3.5 minutes. Face-off out in neutral ice right next to the bench of the Blues. Bedford wins it, trying to backhand that down low was Claire Trumbull. Blues back with it. And gonna have the play whistled down. And face-off going back to neutral ice. And to take the draw is Trumbull. Was up against Spencer before he got kicked out of the draw. Or maybe it's not Spencer getting kicked out of the draw. Maybe both players are out of the draw. Now it's McLean versus Merritt. One successfully by McLean. Tried to put it to his defenseman. It's rimmed along the boards by Potter. Up to the blue line, keeping it with a tap of the stick was Curry. Still in the zone for the moment. Now bringing it out on his stick, on his backhand is McLean. Successfully reversing a man. McLean walking in, onside, tried to make a nice move and was shot out of the zone. Cleared to the boards on the left side by Follett. There's a big reverse hit right next to the Blues bench with some retaliation to go with it. Delayed offside for York North, giving a chance for Bedford to successfully get out of their zone. Follett skating up from behind his net all the way down into the far corner behind the net of the Coyotes. Bringing it out for Potter. Potter out in the corner. Rimmed around the boards. York North now with a chance to get out. Moving out with speed. Coming up the left side was Spencer before he was stripped of the puck. And we have a penalty for a slash coming up. Must have been behind the play. And it looks like it's going against Bedford. So we now have another York North man advantage, unsuccessful on the first one. But there was a great penalty kill from Bedford, hoping to turn the tides. Penalties actually on the score clock this time, so we are all ready to go. Behind the net, Merritt looks, sends it across. Green debated having a sharp angle shot, went up to the blue line, over for Munn. Lawrence back down to Green. Green firing. It had been blocked right out in front by Sutherland. Green back to the blue line. Lawrence sends it across for Munn on the right side. Munn works in, fires, saves, rebound still loose in the high slot before it's taken and flipped out by Kean Dunn. Behind the net goes Munn. He hits the brakes, waits as Olsen is watching him closely. Lawrence, pass up, ends up going tape to tape for Spencer. Spencer cutting in and firing, and it deflected off a stick and above the net. Behind the net, some pushing and shoving. It's Sutherland potentially holding a Coyote. Coyote still in the offensive zone. Merritt, side of the net, cutting out in front. She tried to flip it over the blocker of regular, and I just missed on the side of the net. York North behind their net, setting up their play, planning a route. Trying to pass it off to the middle. Again, it's blocked by Johnson. Stepping up is Porter. Porter cutting across the red line. He's getting back into his own zone before flipping that one over for Johnson. Johnson trying to pass it up. Just 20 seconds left to go on the Bedford penalty. York North out of their own zone. Pass in the middle, Green. Green on his backhand. Trying to work up that left side, is having heavy pressure from Johnson. Green sending it cross ice. Flip back up. Coyotes bring it back in the zone across the blue line. Penalty now expired. And put to the side of the net of regular, and a whistle. Collisions behind the net. Just 20 seconds still to go in this first period. We remain scoreless. Two-man advantage chances for the Coyotes. Bring it in. Howitt trying to put that out in front. Loose puck right for the regular right on the slot. Clear to the blue line and will make it just past the stick of O'Rourke. Not expecting the puck to travel with that fast of velocity right towards his blue line. Follett had brought it in. Still making moves and is into the zone. Offside at exactly 1 second. Face-off will go back into the neutral zone for this last second, and that will be the first period, still ending scoreless. We'll be back in a minute for period 2, Blues Coyotes on Maritime Stream Team. after a quick break. All set, period 2. And puck is dropped. Going back in his own end is Lawrence. Banking it off the boards, sending it to the middle. Spencer working his way up. Poke checked off the puck, still kept in the zone. And the Blues quickly swoop in and take it back the other way. Coyotes worked their way in. A shot had gone wide but banked off the boards. A puck battle loose in the corner of the Blues. It's taken around. There's a shot. Saved by Regular and turned away into the corner. Spencer heading up into the corner before he was pinned up against the boards. Rimmed around by Liam Surratt. Sent back in, almost deflected, but taken away by Follett and cleared along the boards. Coyotes trying to work their way in. Sent over to the blue line, kept in the zone by Lawrence. Lawrence, right blue line shot. Draws quickly taken out, and icing will be charged against Bedford. So going back into the zone of the Blues. .10:41 still to go in period 2. This game proudly sponsored Limo TV. Blues in their own defensive zone. Sent, clapped by the point by Munn. Cleared into the corner. Back to the blue line. There's a shot from, believe that was Ramsey, that had barely just not gone through. Blocked right before getting to goaltender Regular. Cleared around to the opposite hash marks on the left side. Still kept into the zone thus far, pinned along the boards. Blues bring it out with speed. Trying to clear it in, eventually does get behind the net. Two very well matched up teams so far in this game. Chances from both teams, just more time on attack so far for York North. Into the corner, it's Dunn. Trying to put that out in front. Ends up getting pinned up behind the net. Dunn now again, finding that in the corner. Whilst being pressured by Ramsey. Put up to the blue line. Just gets out. Hogan spins around him. Puts it back out of harm's way. Ramsey. Pass over to Munn, who then sees Merritt on the right side. Merritt to the middle. Trying to get a shot off with Munn. Merritt has a chance. Couldn't quite get a shot off. Now Blues may have an odd man rush the other way. They go up with speed. There's a shot from Dunn that's turned away by Guimont. Guimont so far has had a pretty calm night. He's seen his team mostly be in the offensive zone. Face-off taken by the Blues. One-timer from the blue line attempted by Hogan. It had gone through his legs. Bringing it back with speed the other way is Keogh. Stepping in, waiting, firing, turned away by Regular. An easy save made there. York North trying to make their way to the middle. Loose puck in the high slot. Rattling around a couple feet before it's cleared to the left boards. Successfully clearing it out is Potter. Getting it out of the zone, not before. Quickly coming back the other way is Gilmore. Gilmore makes his way all the way down behind the net of the Blues. Bedford now with possession after a turnover. They take it back the other way, up the right side. Cleared along the boards. Almost stopped by Keogh. Still with possession as of right now is Ethan Johnson. O'Rourke making his way behind the net on his backhand. Looking like he may have been getting held a little before it's put right in front of the net, but taken away by Castonguay. Pass up for Price. Price quickly gave it away. Blues are offside after it looks like it's Cooper Martell losing an edge in the offensive zone. Blues make their way back in. There's a shot turned away by Guimont. Price and Surratt collide along the boards. Surratt past the middle, Trumbull backhander, and that one's saved. Still loose between the net of Boudicca, not Guimont net. What a keeping at the blue line. Diving at the blue line, Noah Porter to keep it in. Now gets the puck again. Sends it deep behind the cage of Boudicca. Surratt. Slammed along the boards. Kept in Porter. Waiting. Pass to the slot. One-timer attempt by McLean. And will be sent all the way into neutral ice. Castonguay trying to make a move with it. Kicks it back to his backhand. And successfully flips it over to Keogh. Coyotes exit the zone. End up getting the puck back for Keogh. Gage Keogh. Sending it into the corner for his team to make some changes. Rindle on the boards. Coyotes merely avoiding a too many men penalty. Coyotes back in their offensive zone where they've been for the majority of this game. Cleared in. And going to have a stoppage of play as the puck had just went outside the zone. And this game still like we started, scoreless. Both goaltenders have been so far unstoppable. Cleared in, Keogh trying to put it down deeper into the zone. York North now regain possession in their own end. Pass up. Had gone between a couple feet before ending up for Lawrence at the blue line. Shot blocked. Lawrence trying to get it back. Lifts the stick. Lawrence fires. Saved by Regular. The rebound's loose. And thought it was loose. Just had it between his arms. And that's York North's first great chance in what seemed to be since the start of the stages of the second period. And just over 6 to go in our second stanza. Here, the first game of day 2 of the Charles H. Legier tournament. That shot deflected up above the net of Boudicca. Munn battling out in the corner. Digging loose for it is Johnson. Before it's taken away by Spencer. He's pressured by Olsen. Cleared around to that right corner. Lawrence sees some room, so he skates out himself before putting it behind the net of Regular. Trying to curl around is Sutherland. Getting pinned up in the corner. Still it's a loose puck. No one on it. Trying to be flipped out. Kept in by Lawrence. Munn again going to keep it in. Shoot it behind the net of Regular. Blues try to plan their escape outside the zone. Lawrence take a massive clap bomb, and they score! Oliver Lawrence from the blue line had just tried to keep it in. Had a shot on net in the process. Regular had thought he had it. Had saved about 95% of it, and it just squeaks by him. So York North out to a 1-0 lead from a bomb from Lawrence at the blue line. The Blues quickly ice the puck. And the LMHA would like to thank Limo TV as a major platinum sponsor. Currently promo code 30% off with the code hockey30 at checkout for any subscription. Behind the net goes Lenahan. Clearing it out. Blues now make their way outside the zone. That pass tipped away by Curry. And flipped out by York North outside their zone. Merritt stepping up the right side. Merritt being pressured. Shoots. It's just wide right of the net. Bedford now regaining possession after a tie-up. They win the battle. Stepping up. There's a shot in from Lenahan that hits off goaltender and just goes wide of the net. Green stepping out with speed the other way. Makes a nice dangle to get by McIver. Green walking in. Firing. Just missing the glove of regular and going outside wide right. O'Rourke in his own zone, skating back. Scans his options. Tries to find Merritt and almost gives it up inside the blue line, trying to dump it in McIver. Blocked off the stick of Merritt and taken away by Ramsey. Pass in the middle, trying to get over to Merritt, and that one's taken away by Surratt. Surratt trying to make his way in, passes it off. There's a shot that's just above the net. Rebound almost taken up by Sutherland. Had bounced over his stick. Surratt cutting in from a sharp angle, going around the net, trying to wrap around. Backhander out in front, still loose in the slot. There's another shot from Sutherland, just going wide. Ramsey trying to put it up to the blue line. Sutherland holds it in. The shot blocked out in front. O'Rourke. That one's taken away by Hunter. York North still unable to clear the zone. Blues trying to make their way and keep the zone. Still kept in. Defenseman Sutherland breaking in the shot. Turned away by Boudicca. Puck went right through the crease. Luckily, no one there to bang it home. And it's going to be Merritt who clears it all the way down the ice. And that goes for icing against Bedford. Definitely needing a break are the Coyotes. Bedford had been in the zone for at least a solid minute and a half. And an icing was needed to at least give their players a break. Getting kicked out of the draw is Olsen. Replacing him is Johnson. And they successfully take it out of the zone. York North skating with speed. Hogan deflecting it away and creating a pass option for his defense partner. Stepping up. Dunn hitting the brakes. Trying to find its way to the middle. Cutting back to the blue line is Potter. Banking it up against the boards to pave his path going down low. Dunn sent across the boards. That one picked up Gilmore. Gilmore puts it to the blue line. That's the max it'll get out of the zone. Still kept in by the Blues. Dunn behind the net. Trying to find it in his feet. Trying to throw that out in front for Olsen. And it's cleared away. Gilmore stepping out of the zone himself. Cole Gilmore had dumped it in before going off for a line change. Puck being rinned along both sides of the boards before cleared in by Lawrence. And trying to spring a pass over in the direction of Olsen. Ends up being cleared all the way down the ice for icing against the Bedford Blues. Another draw, one up by York North, given away out in the corner. First one there is Johnson, sending it along the boards, trying to get that one over for Surratt. He clears along the boards. It'll just squeak by Gilmore at the blue line. Potential break. What a steal in the shot off the post. And what a play. Ethan Johnson to steal it from a Coyote defender. There's Abu Dib with a shot. It's inside Boudicca. It's in. They score. And some roughhousing after the whistle. The Blues have just tied this one up from a shot from Owen Abu Dib right after a chance from Ethan Johnson where he hit the post. And here we go, now going into the flyby. There's Abu Dib stepping up with a shot. It had gone by Boudicca, and watching it go in is Cooper Martell, paying the price afterwards. Getting a bunch of players toppled on top of him. But the Blues tie it up in these late stages of the first. And unsure if this goal will be credited to Cooper Martell or Owen Abu Dib. Abu Dib had the original shot on net. Unsure of Cooper Martell getting a stick on it. Quick pause for the face-off. Unsure of exactly why. Stepping out of the box was Ian Follett. And going in the box is Carter Lenahan of the Blues. Looking like penalties will just even out here. Just two coincidental roughing calls with just a minute and a half left in the second period. We are now tied 1-1. Lawrence trying to scoop it out of his zone. It hit off a body of McLean and back into the zone. Lawrence this time rimming it around the boards. It's held in at the blue line. Off a shot from Potter going behind the net. Some pushing and shoving before Johnson trying to put that out in front. It's taken to the blue line. Cleared back in behind the net of Boudicca. McLean trying to hit Potter at the blue line. Martel out in the corner as well. Back up to the blue line. A Coyote falls. Could have been a chance to potentially move to the middle and fire it, but cleared back in. Going up for a hit is Johnson. There's another hit made by Surratt, keeping the Blues in the zone. There's a shot saved by Boudicca. And we'll stop play at just 43 seconds. It was mostly all York North out in the first period. And the tables have since turned. Bedford playing a strong second period, gaining the most time on attack and even getting a goal in the process in this last half of the second. Coyotes bring it out of the zone. Stepping up with speed is Green. Green walking in with a shot that's just over the net. Kept in at the blue line by Castonguay. Blues trying to move their way out of the zone, but it's taken by the Coyotes out at center. O'Rourke, Castonguay on the right side. Flipped along the boards, hits the head of Merritt as he tries to proceed with his travels out into the offensive zone. It's cleared in by York North. Not too much time left still on the clock. Rimmed around. Merritt out in the corner. Gets bumped off the puck, and that will be it for the second period. Still tied after two. And third period coming your way. And here we are dropping the puck on the third and last period of the first game of day 2 of the Charles H. Legier Memorial Tournament. So far, a tight game between the York North Coyotes and the Bedford Blues. There's a shot from the blue line from Olsen that never made its way to the net. Out in the corner, the Blues try to find their way back and keep the zone. Here, side of the net, trying to shove it in. Loose on. Coyotes finally maintaining possession out in their own zone. Quickly turned over, skating back is McLean. Trying to work his way to the middle. He's hit up against the boards. Still not in clear possession before it's taken around the net by Green. Skating up, here's Green. Poke check, swatted off. Green getting it back, but he's in just a bit offside. The puck goes flying up in the air, and he just makes his way in before the puck does. Pass up Follett. He successfully gets it up for Martell and clears it down, but will go for icing against Bedford, so we'll go all the way back to the blue zone. Face off to the right of regular. Won by the Blues and shot out of the zone by Follett. Out down, sharp angle shot from Lenahan, just misses the net. And an absolute huge hit at the blue line. Here's a breakaway for York North in the shot, saved by regular. Breakaway for Dalton Price. And he gets rejected by regular. Blues going to keep it in at the blue line. Flip behind by Castonguay. Just out of the zone with possession is McIver. Shot through center, McIver. Bringing it in and putting it behind the net. Here's Munn. Clearing it along the boards. This one not going to have enough for icing. Bringing it in. Curry with a sharp angle shot. Saved into the chest of regular Keogh. Coming up and almost snowing him. And not too impressed with that is Reese McIver. Face off one, slap shot from the blue line from O'Rourke. Didn't make it all the way through. Then poke checked away by Martell. Martell skating with speed on O'Rourke. O'Rourke lifts his stick. Right behind him, there's a shot from McLean that was blocked by the skate of O'Rourke. Cleared in by Sutherland. Coyotes now bank it off the boards. That one almost ended up right for Curry. Would have been an excellent stretch pass. Spencer back in his own zone. Cleared out into the skates of McIver. Giving him a bump and taking the puck is Spencer. Walking in the zone, accidentally runs into his own teammate being Keogh and turns over the puck. Skating back up the other way was Johnson before clearing into the zone. Coyotes now getting possession. It's Curry up against the boards. Banking along the center. McIver turning over the puck. Stepping in. Keogh gets tied up and couldn't get the shot off. Blues now skate it back with speed the other way. York North now with the turnover. Skating it back with speed. Spencer working his way along on the right. And is promptly turned away by Trumbull, lifting the stick. Jenkins trying to find the puck. Cleared away and hit hard by Johnson. Out in his own zone, Lawrence turning around, making some shifty maneuvers before exiting his own zone, accelerating through center, cutting up the right, now gone from his own zone all the way over, and a glove save by regular. Taken behind the net, Green trying to lay up a hit on Hogan. Lawrence leaving it down for Green. Green trying to make his way around the net on his forehand, looking for options, walks in, not pressured, fires, blocked out in front by Hogan, and cleared out by Johnson. Coyotes managed to keep it in the zone. Green from a sharp angle, hits the brakes, tried to pass that out in front over for Merritt. That was blocked and taken away. Skating with speed was Martell before falling. Failing to grab the puck there was Curry. Coyotes bring it back in. Green makes a nice move, losing the puck though in the process, trying to go behind the net. Curry waits, tries to backhand that down low. Blues trying to exit the zone. Again, still kept in before flipped out by Johnson. Still a 1-1 game between the Blues and the Coyotes. So far in this game, sharp angle shot. That's a save. It ends up going above the net. Another shot blocked by the head of Boudicca. York North still skating around in their own end. Cleared back out by York North. Scheme back is Follett. Trying to shoot it up. It ends up getting past Surin out in the center. Behind the net, Munn. Left that off. Surratt takes it from the Blues. Pass out in front, loose puck. Surratt to the blue line. Waiting is Potter. Goes across. Here's a shot that just couldn't quite get through traffic from MacGyver. Coyotes come back up with speed the other way. Backhander pass to the middle. Turned away by Reese MacGyver. It was Trumbull working way through middle. In the corner, Potter gets pinned up against the boards. Coyotes bring it back into the offensive zone. On his backhand, backhander trying to get that to the net was Gilmore. Now finds it behind the net, trying to curl around Potter. Behind the net, Gilmore running into the ref, and his body blocked by the ref, setting a screen, and the Blues will quickly dump it, and this will go for ice against Bedford. Bedford clearing out of their defensive zone. York North backing up. Munn passing it over to his D partner, then trying to hit Gilmore. Intercepting and coming out the other way is Johnson with a toe drag, and his shot is off the blocker of Boudicca and out into the corner. Blues now making their way back to the net. The shot is just missed wide left, merely hitting the post. Both teams battling up for the puck in the corner. Here's Olsen with a shot. Save, and just going above the net. A close call for Bedford taking the lead. We got under 5 to go. York North coming back out with speed. Up the right side they go. Pass. It gets behind Hogan, but also too far in front of Gilmore. Gilmore behind the net, trying to backhand that out in front and hit the brakes. Now battling with Hogan behind the net. Goes around. Keogh shot up. Hit by Hogan and almost deflected it into his own net. Hogan through the right face-off circle, trying to pass up, intercepted, going back the other way. Spencer, toe dragging to the middle, and poke checked by Johnson. Pushing and shoving up towards the board. Spencer trying to shoot it on net, was deflected, now into the corner. Backhanded by Keogh behind the net. Hogan regained possession and tried to clear it along the boards. That one taken up by McLean. Then cleared back in by a Coyotes defenseman. Hogan clearing off the boards, intended for Johnson. That one to be kept in by Van Norden. Puck will finally get out of the zone, and skating back out with speed is McLean. McLean almost getting rocked at center. It goes to Boudicca, and he'll take the safe decision to cover with just 3:23 still remaining in the period. Blue getting kicked out of the draw. It's McLean in the come replace, winning the draw successfully. Blue line a shot, never made it through. It's now in the slot. Loose puck, slap shot had been blocked by a Coyote. It looks like that's Spencer who is feeling it and is very shaken up by that. Will be quickly cleared down the ice. This will give a chance for, I believe, that's Cameron Spencer blocking the shot right in the ankle area. Just over 3 minutes still to go. Ref's going to go over to the timekeeper's box. Unsure of what the need to discuss is. And here we go, back in action, face-off. Went to the left of Boudicca. Won by the Coyotes, Merritt. Trying to chip it out of the zone. It was blocked in by McLean. Sent over for Surratt, who tried to get a shot on net. Cleared back out by York North. No icing going to be called. Behind the net, taking it is Follett. Merritt now finding the loose puck in the corner, being stick lifted by Trumbull. Both players going falling. Puck still loose in between the body of Merritt. There's a shot. Easy pad save made by Regular out in the net. Green battling for the loose puck out in the corner. It goes up towards Hunter. He's battling with Liam Surratt of the Blues, both number 16. Green in there as well. Cleared back into the corner. Porter stops. Hit by Green. And trying to swoop in and take the puck was Hunter. Taking back the other way. A pass from Surratt to McLean. Along the left, he'll clear it behind the boards, trying to get some changes for his team. Blues within the offensive zone to the blue line. Waiting. Johnson fires. And a good save. Boudicca stopping the play with 2 minutes left. And it's a tie game. It's 1-1 with just less than 2 to go. Off a tie-up of a draw. Puck ends up in the corner. York North trying to bring it out. It'll end up to the side of the net, and Boudicca will cover. And that will blow the play dead at 1:47 of period 3. Blues trying to clear it out. It does get out of the zone, but cleared back in by Follett. Behind the net, Van Norden. Pass up. Coyotes with a clean zone breakout. Now enter the zone cleanly as well. Gilmore, backhand to the center. It's poked by the stick of Regular to the blue line. There's a shot. Tipped. They score! A shot from the blue line that didn't look like there was too much on it. Tipped by Gage Keogh out in front and celebrating with his stick not even on him. A good tip right out in front in the slot to redirect it along the ice. And the Coyotes take a 2-1 lead with just over a minute left. Lawrence curling back in his own end. Passed up and cleared into the zone of the Blues. Keep an eye out for Regular. He might be heading to the bench soon. Gilmore skating around, hitting the brakes, falling in the process. So Abu Dib recovering for the Blues. Pass up, cleared back in by York North. Keogh, the goal scorer, behind the net in the corner, going to pin it up. Let me hit against the boards. He now finds a way behind the net before he's hit hard by McIver. Skating his way out is Surratt, evading Curry. Still with the puck for the moment. Liam Surratt skating up, makes his way into the zone. Regular's gone from the net. It's an empty net. 6-on-4, 6-on-5 rather, for the last minute. Blues back with it in their defensive zone. Pass up, intercepted by Curry. He takes it back. York North entering the zone. Here's Green on his backhand. Is going to miss the net and get blown up afterwards, paying the price for the shot. In the corner, McIver trying to stretch pass. Both loose by Curry, and Curry's going to take a penalty. They score, but it's a delayed call on Jacob Curry. So we're going to have a power play for 10.5. Oh, Jacob Curry's going to get 2 for interference in the last couple seconds of the game. So Bedford now with a power play. They get a 6-on-4 for 10.5 seconds of this power play, sponsored by Limo TV. Hockey 30 at checkout. 30% off all subscriptions. Face off one, slap shot, save, a rebound, and still kept by Boudicca, so they still have a chance with 8.2 seconds. Within 2 seconds, they got two good chances. The original shot from the blue line from, I believe that was McLean. Another chance. Kept in by the Blues. Skating around. Hogan needs a shot. They shoot off the post. Rebounds right there. Another shot. Another save. And the Coyotes win the game. About 5 impeccable chances right at the end of the game for Bedford on the power play. And the Coyotes will take this one 2-1. Quickly show the chance at the end of the game. There's a shot right here, and Sturt just couldn't quite get a stick on it. Another backhander from McLean. And that will end our first game of the day.